Lions!
Yeah.
Mic check.
Kachoy all day.
Kachoy.
Previously on Kimba TV. So that's it. And then if the long from yesterday, if we can get away with it, awesome. I'm gonna be looking for this area because these are all the bad highs and weak highs that we've been eyeing. So short there or a long here.
Easy money, Bugatti money, chat. Oh, you guys ready for this? Bye. I don't know where, but I mean, we're already in shorts. How we doing, Lions? You guys Gucci my Gucci? Let's go. Is everybody caught up? What do you guys think about all this chat? No surprises, am I right? I'm just about to crack top 10 MEXC leaderboard. I think I'm hovering around like 600K for the month. What's going on, Ismail? You good? Yoji Yamamoto, you good? Officer Oster says gap fill, but not mine. Hey! Let's go! So, no real surprises. Let's take advantage of this. Castillo says, good morning. What about ETH? You already know what I think about ETH. What you guys think about ETH, huh? What'd you think? Akachoya! Let's go. Yeah, I mean everything's been talked about. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, it's all in the highlights and all in the conversations for the last couple of weeks and months. But yeah, you want to use this you want to use days like today and, weeks like next week to really kind of gauge yourself and see how well prepared you are, how well your plans are and preparations are. So this is a blessing, man. Kachoy time. Produced by Diaz says CT is hella bearish. It depends. I don't know if you were here when I kind of told you guys what I used to do when I used to work at Twitter a long time ago, but yeah, I mean, I have people that say their crypto Twitter is bullish, and I've got people that say their crypto Twitter is bearish. What I would say is don't even look at Twitter. Just look at data. Give it up for Hu Jushin! Give it up for Hu Jushin! We are up $447,000. Kachoy! Let's go! Easy money! Let's get it! It's too easy! It's too easy, chat! Gucci Romo, how you doing? Glenn, how you doing? Kaitosh, how you doing? War Corgi says pretty great PCE numbers. Do you agree? You tell me. Colbo says Kimba gap not filled and it bouncing. That's it. That is super bullish. Am I wrong? Yes. Yes. I mean, I don't know what you don't know. If I were to give you like a college level RTH gap exam, do you think you could pass? I don't know what you don't know. Have you nerded out for the last couple weeks? And what I would do, Colbo, if I were you, is just watch the YouTube highlights from the last couple days. All right, try to understand. I mean, if this is your first ever CME gap play, then I would just take notes. This is maybe like my 23rd or 24th, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 gap. I've done so many of these that it's kind of like muscle memory for me. So if this is like the first time that you've ever had like a big gap play on a Friday, then you definitely need to kind of step back and take notes. But I've had so many of these, bro. This is like muscle memory for me in a way. So yeah, it just kind of depends on like how confident you are in your own understanding and learning. You know, I don't know what you don't know. I don't know how good your memory recall is. I don't know what your sample size is on playing a gap that's, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 big. So if you don't know what you're doing, do your best to try and extract data. If you know what you're doing, just do your best to remember and recall what you can remember from the last gap plays. Does that make sense? Gucci Romo says, were you watching that shit last night, Kimba, when it started dumping? Yes. All from the glory of the bedroom in the back of a G4. What do you think about that, Gucci Romo? It's gotta be testnet! Yeah, no cap. I was in a folded out. I don't know if you know, but in the back of a G4, they don't do queen beds anymore. It's 2 twins. So, yeah, I had the stewardess lady folded in, and well, I was eating cheese and crackers, trying to do my best with airplane Wi-Fi. But I mean, this shouldn't really be that surprising, though, right, ladies and gentlemen? Right, Gucci Romo? We talked about how everybody and their fucking grandma wanted a long 85, 84, 83, right? And what did I say for the last couple weeks? That shit ain't gonna work. That shit's not gonna hold. It's gonna go all the way down to the CME gap. And you guys remember what I've been talking about for the last couple days. I don't want the low to be put in on a Thursday or a Friday. It's Monday, Tuesday, right? So no real surprises. When the bullets start flying, you will always revert to the real you. How well you planned, what your bias is. If you're more bullish than I am, you're going to start to talk to me about, do we have to fill the gap? Motherfucker, why are you making shit up all of a sudden now? We've been preparing and planning for weeks. I already told you I want the entire gap filled for the last couple of weeks. So why are you talking to me on the day of, hey, we don't have to fill the whole gap, right? So, you know, I guess you're a little bit more bullish than I am when the bullets start flying. So, you know, use days or nights like last night to really see like where you're at. That's the best part about volatility. You know the real you when the bullets start flying. And I mean, that's the same thing with life too, you know? If you're like super, super happy and you're a nice guy when the money is coming in, but you're a dickhead and you're a little bit of a crybaby and you turn into a bitch when the money stops, well then that's the real you. You know, if you're juicing on a trade and you're fine and you're telling me that you're prepared, but when the bullets start flying, you're a little bit in the red, or it's happening at night, or I'm not on to ask, or I'm not streaming, and you start panicking and you start FOMOing and you start market smashing, that's the real you. And that's not even like bad or wrong. It's the inability to improve or be self-honest. That's what's bad. So these are really great opportunities and truly a blessing, volatility, because you can really measure yourself and figure out where you're at. So gotta enjoy it. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? You guys okay? Busalo says, what's extremely confusing? I watch updates. Didn't you say that you were looking for lower on Sol, yet you are in a long? I don't know what to tell you, Busalo. You're probably the only one that's confused, so I don't know. I would just get caught up. But this is what I would say, Busalo. You just said. You either can read the charts or you can't. And I wouldn't really get into this whole, this is what he said. Rather, I can see how he's reading the data. Does that make sense, Busalo? I'm always going to base my decisions off of data. So if you're confused, you probably can't read the data like me, is what I'm assuming. Try to just do a little bit better somehow, some way. I don't know where you're lacking, Busalo. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason why, for example, brother, that we have two plans. So do you remember when I said if this long doesn't work, then we have this one? And do you remember the if for this? So do you remember when I said if this doesn't work, then it's this? And do you remember all the conditions for the if this doesn't work? What makes it this not work? Do you remember that? So I'm just doing literally what I planned, right? Literally what I planned. So what's so confusing? I don't understand. All right, Busalo, do you have Coinalyze open right now? You're looking at Sol's open interest, right? You're looking at Sol's CVD on Binance and Bybit. Makes sense? If you're thinking to yourself, wait, why are you in a long or why are you in a short? There's only three things that's possible. One is you don't know because you didn't watch the highlights or you don't know the data points that I'm using for Edge. You don't know how to read the data. And or you're just more bullish or bearish than I am. Those are the only three ways that you would ever ask the question, why are you in a long or why are you in a short? Facts, right? Those are the only three ways in which you would be wondering why I'm in a long or why I'm in a short and you're not. Makes sense, right? It's only those three things. You don't know what data I am anticipating or using as edge. You don't know how to read the data like me, or you're just more subconsciously bullish or bearish than I am. Those are the only three ways that you don't know why I'm in a long or short. All right, but we can talk more about it on Monday if you want. Some people might be able to make it a couple months. Some people might be able to make it a year and a half. But at some point, the market is going to break you. And the real you always shows up. And so, CoinNerd is always there to capitalize on that opportunity when the real you shows up. He's also there to capitalize on people when the real you shows up and it's the best version of yourself, right? Yeah, that's dope. Shadow Dancer, let's go. Big Dog, let's go. Mandalo, copy trading, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Kachoya! All right, y'all, any questions? We got 3 minutes left on US market open, so pretty straightforward. This is kind of what I was talking about in the morning. Like, it's hard to put the stop loss on the short attempt, especially before RTH comes on. You see it? But we'll see if we do a rotation from top of CME to the bottom of CME, yeah? Let's get it! Guide Buy says, what did your Starbucks guy said about it? Well, Starbucks guy is putting in overtime because he longed 84. You guys, how many weeks was I talking about everyone and their grandma is going to try to long 85, 84, 83, 82. They're all going to get wrecked. I'm going to just wait for 77. Ding, 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 ding. U.S. markets are open. All right, you guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I got to get out of here. I'm going to go help baby girl. Here it is. Here is your RTH. How interesting that it opens right on CME gap. And if you can remember this, ladies and gentlemen, You know what I'm talking about, but this is not the first time we have opened RTH at the top of CME gap. And I hope you guys can understand what I was trying to say in the morning, right? Like trying to short, don't really know where the stop loss is, especially because RTH hadn't opened yet, right? So, like, we'll see if it wants to close the whole thing during RTH, okay? If it does close the whole thing, right? And on a Friday, again, these are things that we've all seen together. If it's gonna try to get that CME low on a Friday, it's going to blast through the CME low. Make sense? If it's on a Monday, it'll probably be pixel perfect. If you know, you know. Okay? But everything has been talked about. Everything has been explained. This is a very, very common thing right here. Okay? So if it's not going to go and grab the rest of the CME gap and they're going to save it for Monday, then it's going to be a dip the tip, gap fill and go. You guys already know, right? The longer that you spend time in a gap, the higher probability it has to do what? You guys know more than you think you do, chat. You understand? If that low comes in today, you know what I'm going to ask you. Is the low good or is it bad? Right? I'm having fucking deja vu, chat. For OGs and veterans, this should be deja vu. I really feel like the short idea, the stop loss, I don't know where the stop loss is because RTH hasn't opened yet. RTH opens right on CME. Like I told you guys, man, I've done this CME gap shit so many times. It's muscle memory. I know I've been here on a Friday, chat. Okay? All right, y'all. You guys are the fucking best. If you got here late, make sure you guys rewind and get caught up, okay? Because we talked about, this is exactly what I mean by I don't know where the stop loss would be because RTH isn't here yet. Okay? But you put in the swing already, right? So you already know what your stop loss is. Okay? I hope that makes sense, chat. Johnny K891 says, what advice do you have for XRP? XRP is going to go a little bit lower. I'm looking for like $1.30. But Johnny, save that question for me for next Monday. All right, I'm going to be traveling today, so I'm going to dip out right now. I've already given, trade ideas for today. So if you want to go to YouTube,
one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
Yeah. Ask me on Monday and I can really nerd out for you. But go to the Discord and ask, okay? The real value is in the community, Johnny, okay? I'm not the only one that can trade semi-decent, okay? There are people that trade as well as I do. There's people that trade as much as I do in the Discord. So, !Discord. Love you guys. Stay safe. Here we go. Hey, he reaving, young soon. He reaving.